Hey, you guys, welcome to Inspire Desire. It's Rena Wells here, and I am so excited that you're here with me today. So welcome to discovering why you're still attracting clients and relationships that drain you and how to create the business and life you truly desire. So I'm so excited to share this information with you. There's a lot of info that we're going to go through, so let's just jump right in and get started, okay? Because I'm all about just jumping into everything. So let's do that. Okay, so like I said, you signed up for this webinar because I have two secrets that I'm going to share with you. And one of them is that I have 3 ingredients that create subconscious bypassing. And another one is how to attract the right relationships in your personal life and in your business and how to manifest directly for the subconscious. So this is what the 2 secrets are circling around, is about the subconscious, how to work from the subconscious, and how to clear your subconscious so that you can manifest and change your vibration. Now, word to the wise, I work with more of law of vibration than law of attraction, and there's a difference. So this webinar is going to talk about the difference because it plays a very important role in regards to those 3 keys, and it also plays a very important role in attracting the right relationships, the right clients, the right lover, the right friendships in your life, okay? And then you can use these 3 keys in how to stay in a manifesting flow, and also how to continuously create the life that you desire. And this is, again, from law of vibration instead of law of attraction. Perfect. So this is basically for you if you are a results-driven coach, a mentor, a transformational leader, an entrepreneur who's frustrated and exhausted in your business. You know, we all have stagnant times. We all have things that don't manifest into our vibration. But there comes a time when you are in the same old routine every day. I call this Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. If you haven't, have a look at it because it's really what my life used to be like. And I see it a lot with my clients and even people in my life that run into the same old mundane every single day routine. And Groundhog Day, the movie, was about repetition. Wake up, do the same thing, and it's a point where you've lost the inspiration, you've lost the creativity in your life, things aren't showing up how you wanted them to show up, and you've tried everything, but you're not sure exactly what's going on, why things aren't showing up, and it's really frustrating because you know how powerful you are. You really know how powerful you are. Now, those that are attracted to this webinar know inside of them how powerful they are. They know what they're supposed to be doing while they're here. But it's frustrating because, and exhausting, oh my God, is it ever like friggin' exhausting because you're doing what you believe you're meant to be doing and nothing is happening, right? So why should you follow me to the end? Because I know if you're a business owner and you're a powerful human being that I know you are, you have been on webinars before, you've attended webinars, you've read books, you're an intelligent human being, and, you know, what can you get out of this? So basically what I'm going to show you is how you can get a customized plan and how to keep the flow of attraction in your life. There doesn't have to be a break between your manifestations, and this is something that is so prominent in my teachings, and you guys are getting some of the best teachings that I give to my clients. And that's why, you know, it's really jam-packed. That's why we're jumping in head on because there's a lot of info here that I want to get through. But, you know, stick with me because I'm going to really show you how you don't have to have a gap in your manifestations. You don't have to be stagnant. You don't have to be stuck between manifestations. Yes, there is a gestation seed period that when you put something out to the universe and it digests and it gets into the soil, right, very much like a flower that you're planting, that is going to come into fruition and it's going to hit above the soil and bloom into a beautiful flower when you're really ready for it and when you're ready to receive it. But that's not the stagnation, that's not the waiting period I'm talking about, because in between those gestation periods, you're still going to be in a flow. I want you guys to think of this as jumping on, you know, a snowball that has just totally started going down the hill and it's getting faster and faster and faster, and your hill never stops. Your hill doesn't stop. It's just an infinite going down the hill and building that momentum, and you're continuously building that momentum, so you're continuously attracting into your life, and you're in that exciting place, you're in that place of gratitude, you're in that wonderful space, you're riding the flow, that you're not out of it. That's really what I want to show you guys. So stick with me to the end and you'll discover that. So what you should know about me that you may have already realized is that I curse. I don't know if I've cursed yet, but I curse. And I'm a really direct kind of person. I'm loud, I speak fast, I go off on tangents. So you guys are going to have to keep up with me, and I do have a potty mouth. And I'm also really direct, and I'm not a fluffy duffy person. I'm not into rainbows and unicorns until we get results. So I want you to realize that I show up to my webinars. I take my business very seriously. I take my calling to the universe very seriously. And I take what I'm presenting to you very seriously. I am here to be of service, and if I'm going to show up for you guys and I'm going to give you this information and I want you to implement this into your life, I need to be fully authentically who I am, and this is really what this webinar is about. It's about being authentically who you are and how to manifest and how to, you know, create the life that you want, and how to end this frustration and this draining energy. So I can't do that unless I am being me. So if it bothers you that I have a bit of a potty mouth and you're having a hard time keeping up, please just do your best. I am really trying to just give you this information as authentically as I can, and I need to be me in order to deliver appropriately to you guys. Perfect. What I also need from you guys is that I need your full attention. So please, if you haven't already, please turn off your cell phone. Please get off your social media, Facebook, and I need your undivided attention, because what I'm about to give you is going to change your life. It's going to change your perception of what law of attraction really is and what law of vibration really is. I'm going to show you how one aspect is where you are asking the universe to serve you, and the other aspect is how you are going to be of service. And this is really life-changing. There's some mind-bending concepts that are in here, so I need your full attention. We're going to do a little bit of inner work, so I'm really going to need you to focus. So if you can please do that, and also take some notes, because this is some really high-quality stuff. It's transforming lives. It's transformed my life, and it's transforming my clients' lives. So take some notes as much as you can and really focus on what we're talking about. Perfect. So are we ready to get going? Awesome. So I'm going to first tell you why you should care what I have to say. So this is me. I want you to hear me out on this. I am not going to go and give you a list of damn credentials. I am not a worldly credential person. I have never lived my life that way, and yet I have proven to the world, to myself, to my family, I mean, you know, if you're anything of my culture of West Indian, we're a very, you know, education, go to university, get a job kind of deal. I broke every rule in the book. Every rule in the book. I am not a conformist, and I'm a very free spirit. So why should you care what I have to say? Because I have been manifesting out of my ass for years, many, many years. And I'm going to tell you the first thing that I manifested. Now, I'm not telling you this because, again, like I have credentials, because I don't. I'm a university dropout. I have a Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer degree, which is the only thing that I really, truly accomplished worldly, if you want to know. But I got into the government and in a senior business analyst position because I manifested, because the hiring manager had a dream about me. I shit you not. Truly. Truly. I'm not going to drag this out because we have a lot of info to go through. But basically, the gist of it is that I worked in the provincial offices. I had my technical, you know, little certificate for Microsoft where I fixed computers. I had no business experience. I had no business analyst experience. Are you kidding me? I didn't even know the lingo. I knew nothing. And there were over 100 applicants, and they were only hiring 10 people. Now, if you know the Canadian government, it's not one person that hires you. It is a board that hires you. And they all have to agree Well, what happened was there were 5 individuals on this board, and 4 of them disagreed with my resume and fought the one manager saying, no, we cannot hire Rena. She has no education. She has no experience. She's just a techie. What is she going to do with a full-time work-from-home position for national headquarters in Ottawa? I live in Toronto, for Ottawa, and creating programs to span across the country, right? Like this is a huge promotion. This is me going from fixing the little office computers to project management, senior analysis, research and development, creating projects that are spanning across the Canadian government, across Canada. And he was pulled immediately to my resume and said, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I want her to be one of the 10. Anyways, he went home that night. Nobody agreed with him. And he had a dream that night about me that the universe commanded him to hire me. And he came back the next day and he would not back down. And because he wouldn't back down, everybody else agreed with him. He convinced the other 4 people to hire me. And that was the only reason I got promoted. And after that, I got 2 promotions after that. So what I'm here to tell you is that the universe will conspire for you. And these are just some of my experiences and why I want you to hear me out on this and take notes and really start paying attention in this webinar so that you can start really ending the drained energy and attracting what you want into your life and creating the life that you want. Now, I also manifested a free trip to Hay House workshop in Maui a few years back. And from that workshop, after I returned, they called me up that I won a self-publishing contract with them, and my first book is coming out next year. Now, it took me a while to actually get into doing the book, but I'm going to tell you why. Because between the time I won the prize to actually doing the work was quite a few years. But I manifested, yeah, the free trip. I wanted it. I put it out there, and it came to me. And I didn't have to pay for anything except for food when I was there. So this is why I've been able to bring this work with my clients and into my service to the universe, because I've been doing this work for a long time. I have been reading and giving spiritual transformational advice since I was 18 years old. I'm highly gifted. Now, how my spiritual business first started was I worked in Northern Ontario. I became very popular in Northern Ontario as a side to what I was doing full-time and then my government job, which is my 9-to-5 job. After work, 7 days a week, I was booked. I was so booked with doing readings and gallery readings and house clearings and individual consultations and group consultations. Now, my readings were always very different. I am not one that has one ability where it's psychic, clairvoyant. You know, I have an amalgamation of everything. And so my gift is that I'm able to work from the subconscious place and I'm able to see what is blocking your truest potential. And I'm able to do that, and that's why I've been able to manifest really quickly and really thoroughly in my life. Now, it hasn't always been this way, okay? So basically, I hit a plateau. All of these things were amazing in my life. I was on a roll. I was riding my snowball. Things were happening. I got my promotion. I was a single mom. I bought my house. I took vacation with my kids. And I was doing my spiritual business on the side. But what happened was the spiritual business started to fall down the hole. Not all at first, right? This is a span of 10 years that the energy started to dwindle. And I wasn't manifesting like I was anymore. I wasn't. I basically had a fall from grace. And I couldn't understand why. Because everything was great. You know, here I am manifesting all of these amazing things. And then it started to dwindle. It started to just fall down the hole. And my career stopped. I wasn't getting promoted anymore. I couldn't move up anymore. And if you know me, I never failed an interview in my life. Every time I've gone for an interview, I got it. That's just me owning my power, which I know you guys are super powerful. And this is, you know, where your frustration comes in as well, because you know you're powerful, you know that you get things done, you know the type of individual you are, but now it's not happening for you and you can't put your finger on it. So I'm going to show you why, Okay? So basically I had my fall from grace. I wasn't getting interviews. Nothing was happening in my life. My spiritual business basically went down the tubes. And I was stagnant for 10 years. 10 years I did this. 10 years I did, like it drove me insane. Now, this is what I want to bring to you guys. You know that you are feeling this way and this energy because you've hit the ceiling. And what I call this is that when you continuously manifest and you're on a roll, then all of a sudden you hit a block and you've hit something and you know something's off, it's because we are such powerful beings. You are such a powerful being. You are so tapped in. You are so, running your business and doing all of these amazing things that we truly are the creators of our lives. And in the intricate sense that you're such a creator of your life that you can absolutely create conscious thought patterns that bypass the subconscious that need to come out. I want you to think about that and what you're doing in your life. You know that you're running through a loophole. You know you're having Groundhog Day, right? You know that it's the inspiration, the creativity is out of there. You know that you're not attracting the right clients. You may have at one point, but it's not happening anymore. And this has been going on for a long time. You are so creative that you've created conscious patterns that are bypassing the subconscious. Now, this is where I want to talk to you about law of attraction versus law of vibration. Law of attraction is really about changing your thoughts and working from the conscious mind. And law of vibration is entirely different. So we're gonna get into that because I want you to recognize the difference. Right? So what have you guys done? Because I'm sure if you're anything like me, this is what I did. I listened to all the law of attraction gurus that were out there. And I'm going to tell you in this webinar what they don't tell you because I had to discover it. It's what actually took me out of stagnancy for 10 years. And I listened to everybody. I listened to Tony Robbins. I listened to Bob Proctor. I listened to Jack Canfield. I listened to Abraham Hicks. You name it, I listened to it. And I followed everything, but nothing was happening to me. So I said to the universe, okay, something's got to give. I'm going to make a big decision because I know when you manifest, you make a strong choice. We're going to talk about power of choice as well. Now, I want you to also keep an idea here of where I'm going with this because I'm working from conscious mind at this point in my life, right? So I'm like, I need to make a big decision and focus on that. So what did I do? I quit my job. I left my job at 17 years. I took my pension. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be fully of service to your universe, none of this part-time bullshit that I'm doing on the side, and I'm going to just follow. You hear me? I'm going to follow. So I quit my job. I took my kids. I went to Bali, Indonesia for a year. I took my pension out and was in a very unhealthy relationship at the time, thinking, no, we were meant to be. We can make this business work together. Yeah, totally bypassed everything that was coming up for me. And totally went by power of choice from my conscious mind to manifest of what I could get from the universe and working with law of attraction that way. So I tried everything. I meditated, I created content, I did radio shows, but the stagnancy, everything in my life continued. And you know what? My business got worse when I did this. I ended up having no bookings anymore. Now nothing was happening. Now everything had fallen apart. Everything had hit rock bottom. I was frustrated as hell. My book wasn't getting written. I was in an unhealthy relationship. I was halfway across the world with my kids in an unhealthy relationship, away from everybody. I had my children, but away from, familiarity, right? And away from God really inside of me because I was at the point like, universe, what is going on? I've come from like knowing how to manifest. It's worked for me. Why have I fallen so low? And I got my answer. And I want you guys to pay attention to this. That failure is only the opportunity to begin again, only this time more wisely. And when I saw that quote, I realized that everything that I was doing in the past was manifesting from the conscious mind, not from my subconscious depth, my place, but the depth within me, my authenticity within me. And what I had created and manifest from the conscious thought patterns and manifesting whatever, is being taught in our world right now is that it did not build up an authentic foundation for me to continue. It didn't. I became very humble because I had lost everything, you know. I came back from Bali with nothing. I took the chance. I left. I had nothing. I had nothing left. I had to move back in with family and start all over again. And I realized that my choices were not made from a very deep, authentic space inside of me. And I discovered that I was spiritual bypassing. I realized that I had created a thought pattern process through law of attraction of how the universe could serve me. And it works for a little bit. It works for a little bit. But that law of attraction is only a small piece of it. There's another piece of it, and it's law of vibration. Law of vibration is how can I serve? And, you know, I had a bit of that. Of course, it wouldn't have worked fully if I was working law of attraction from the conscious mind place. You do work into law of vibration. But I would say, you know, 70% was law of attraction, working with conscious mind, changing my thought into an emotion so I could change my subconscious. And 30% was, okay, now I'm changing my subconscious and I'm vibrating to that so I can attract and be into the same vibration of my manifestation so I can be open and receiving. But what I realized was, you know, even though I believed that I was being of service to the universe, I was using my abilities for the universe, and I was serving and I was getting that back, there was something deeper that I was missing. And this is where you guys are at. Like, you guys are really powerful. You're really tapped in. You've been doing this work, right? You've been manifesting out your butt for I don't know how long. You know, things have happened, but this stagnancy and things that are happening in your life right now, things that you have done in the past or things that you're doing now that have worked before aren't working anymore. And this is spiritual bypassing. When I discovered this, I had a huge breakthrough that within 2 to 3 months, I would say, 2 to 3 months, immediately universe aligned me to everything. I ended my last company, which was Living Internal Freedom Every Day. I ended that, and I started Inspired Desire and began booking clients like crazy. I started dating again. This time I was dating really healthy people. I was like so shocked. I was like, oh my God, this vibration feels differently. Like this person actually has, you know, a self-love for themselves. This person is actually aware of who they are. Oh my God, this person is not abusive. This person is not an energy vampire. This person, you know, all kinds of crazy shit that I've been through in my life. Something changed, and I was like, oh damn, this is nice. This is something different. I quit smoking. Now, that was a huge addiction for me. I've been smoking since I was 14 years old. The only time I quit was when I had my babies, you know, and I tried everything to quit. And I woke up one morning and I had no desire, zero desire. Because I became so connected. And, you know, 5 years from winning the Hey House self-publishing contract, my book's now going to be published next year. You know, it took me that long, right? And everything just came into a place because I had amazing realizations deeply, authentically, of what many people are having issues with attracting their abundance. And the main thing is because of the material that's out there. So we're going to get into that. Now, you may be saying to me, Rena, you know, that's great that all worked for you. You're intuitive. You have all these abilities. But how is that going to work for me? Well, I'm going to tell you it can work for you. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. Okay, this is what my clients have experienced. I'm going to give you a very recent client who's given me permission to bring this forward. Let's just have some water here. This is somebody who I've only been working with for about 2 weeks. She is a psychiatrist. She has not been able to book clients for a while in her practice, and she wants to bring spirituality into the mental health field. So this is something that she has been struggling with for a long time. Started working with me, and in 2 weeks, things already immediately began to shift. She started booking clients, and she started to really own her power. Now, this human being is, I mean, she's spiritual, but she's not psychic or empathic or anything like that. So, you know, I want you guys to realize that you don't have to have these abilities. This just happens to be part of my teachings and who I am as a person, but everybody has their own power. You guys are so powerful. You have your own power. So I want you to tap into your power so that you can bring that forward in your life. And no matter what that is, that's what I guide you through. So This is one result that I've had in 2 weeks. Now, I also have a reoccurring client that I've been working with for a few years, and now this individual has had a lot more issues in her life, has been on medication, and has a lot of really deep subconscious blocks that we had to work through. So she's been an on and off reoccurring client throughout the years. But she has had amazing success that I think she went down something from like 5 medications down to like 1. And she's now contemplating finally getting off her last medication. And it's been a huge transformation for her. She's manifesting. She's really deeply, authentically into who she is. And it's a beautiful experience. And this is people that I work with. And they're not, to say the least, in the spiritual community. Right? They're not healers. They're not anything like that. These are just 2 very different people who wanted a transformation and how it's been happening for them. Right? Okay. So I'm going to tell you what we're about to learn. Results aren't typical, because I'm so excited to share this information with you. This is what's worked for me. This is where I've seen results, and this is where my clients have seen results. And this is something that I have been using throughout all of my readings for the last 25 plus years that I didn't really realize in regards to that I was really doing this. And then when I created Inspire Desire, I was like, oh, these are the 3 key steps. Okay, so this is what I need to put forward now. So, the results aren't typical, because, when people come on these webinars or training and they hear what they have to hear, a lot of them don't implement them into their life and what they've learned. So please pay attention to what we're about to learn. Write it down, jot it down, get into it, absorb it, and start implementing it. Really start implementing it, because it really does work. And I also want to let you know, this isn't a get-rich MLM type of situation. You're not going to click your fingers and boom, hallelujah, you've manifested. This takes work. I am one to dig deep, get the work, get it over with, and play with the unicorns. Like, that's not really the unicorns, but play on the rainbows, right? I am a result-oriented type of person, and I don't stop until I see the damn results. So, I'm a lay it on the line kind of gal, and that's what you're going to get from me. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not a get-rich type of shortcut. This is really for people who are in the business of transformation, who are ready to dig deep. You are ready to do the work, because you know what? You're tired of it being any other way. Like, you see how your life is going, and it's insanity, right? It's like you're doing the same thing over and over, and it's just the same thing, so you got to do something different. And if that means doing the inner work, then that's doing the inner work. So here's what we're going to cover. Okay, I'm going to go through the first secret. So we're going to get going with the secrets now. And the first secret is what behaviors are blocking creativity, and the 3 key elements you need to know to remove these subconscious patterns. Because I brought up the spiritual bypassing, right? I brought up conscious mind thinking and law of attraction versus law of vibration into the subconscious patterns. And we're going to talk about what behaviors are blocking that creativity to come into your life, to be inspiring, to be you riding the snowball, in the exciting way of life just unfolding for you. And secret 2, I'm going to tell you exactly what the law of attraction gurus fail to tell you. And I get you working from the subconscious, not the conscious mind, where law of attraction gurus really are starting you off with the conscious mind. All right? So what have you tried? I'm sure if you're anything like me, you listen to all the law of attraction gurus, right? You listen to them, you take the advice, you apply it, but you're noticing that things in your life are still remaining status quo. You continue with your practices. I was doing yoga for a long time, and these things are great because they do bring you into a great place. And I'm not telling you guys stop what you're doing. Do what feels good to you, for sure. I always want you to do what resonates for you. But also be aware how this may be playing into your spiritual bypassing. So I was doing Kundalini yoga. It took me into a beautiful place of being peaceful, but what I failed to do was to go deeper. I didn't take the opportunity or make the choice while I was in that peaceful place to get deeper within myself. And what happened was I took that peace as a way of clearing and then continuing on with my life. But that is exactly what kept me in a place of stagnancy. That's exactly what kept me in a place for 10 years because I thought that place of that, what these practices brought me to, that place of peace, was all I needed to achieve. But it's actually a gateway for you to get deeper within yourself. Now, I'm sure you've also gone to other workshops and webinars and you're trying to implement new teachings. I did this for a while too. I started listening to YouTube and reading books and going to other workshops, and I'd be like, okay, that's I can see that. I'm going to try and do that. That advice is resonating for me, and I would do it, but it would never work. And I really tried hard, and it still wouldn't work. I'd have a little bit of success, but it wouldn't work. And this is where I knew something was happening much bigger than what anything out there was really helping me with, and it was spiritual bypassing. When you're a powerhouse, like people that I work with, like you are, you can consciously create amazing ways to bypass. Okay, and if you're continuously working from the conscious mind and you're not really taking the opportunity to get deeper into the subconscious, that you've created a nice pattern of coming into a peaceful place and clearing and surrendering and being like, that's good, and things are still not showing up in your life, and you're still attracting the wrong clients, and you're still attracting the wrong relationships, and you're not creating the life that you desire, then this is it. This is the spiritual bypassing that's happening because it's keeping you in that loop. That there's deeper work to get into because you've hit the top of your paradigm. You've hit the top. That's what it is. You've hit the plateau. I'm here to take the ceiling off. There is no ceiling for you. There's no ceiling. So let's get on with it, okay? What are the 3 keys? Here we go. So here are the 3 keys that are going to unlock your subconscious, and they're going to help you get into a place of being in your subconscious. So before we get going here, I want you guys to just take a few deep breaths, okay? Take a few deep breaths. I want you to come into a place of forgoing all your thoughts, because what we're going to get into now, you can still write all this stuff down. We're not going to do a meditation or anything, but I want you to get into a deep place of yourself. I want you to stop listening to the mind chatter now. Let's just take a moment. Just stop listening to your mind. I want you to feel deeply inside of yourself. Whatever feelings are going on in your stomach, I want you to tap into your gut instinct. I want you to tap into your authenticity. I want you to get deep in yourself and forgo all those thoughts. Forget about the thoughts. Okay. The first key that I'm going to bring up is this feeling of self-authenticity. Now, when I tell you to forgo all thoughts, this means that we're just going to feel. I want you to feel inside of your stomach, because that's usually where we feel is our solar plexus. Not in your mind. I don't want you to think about it. If you're thinking about what self-authenticity feels like and then you feel it, no. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. I don't want you to think about self-authenticity. Like, okay, how am I self-authentic? How am I authentic in myself? Okay, here's an example. Okay, I can feel that. No, I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to think about it at all. What does it feel like when you're being authentic in yourself? I want you to get into that place. I don't want you to think about it and then have an emotion attached to it. That's conscious mind thinking. I want you to get into how powerful you feel when you're authentic in yourself, how amazing you feel when you're authentic in yourself. Okay, tap into that right now, because that's what feels good. I want you to get really deep into that place of feeling, because we're not dealing with thoughts. I want you to also feel what openness feels like. When you're authentic, I want you to feel what openness feels like. Not what you think about openness. Again, it's not about what you think of openness. I don't want you to think of, okay, this is how I'm open. I'm open to people when they do this, and I'm open to this. No. I don't want you to think it. I want you to feel it. A good way to maybe feel it, too, is, how does it feel when you're being heard when somebody is open with you? So how would it feel if you're open with yourself? It's a nice feeling. It's a you're being heard feeling. And I want you to hear yourself inside. I want you to hear your authenticity inside. The third key is forgiveness. Okay? And this can be forgiveness for yourself or forgiveness for somebody else. So we're going to get a lot deeper into this, because I want you to get into a place right now of feeling what this feels like. What does it feel like when somebody has forgiven you? Feels good, right? Feels free. It feels, oh, those shackles are removed. And how does it feel when you're forgiving to yourself? Oh, I've let that go. I surrender that. Feel that feeling. I've surrendered that. I've let that go. I don't hold that inside of me anymore. I'm not holding that pain inside of me. I feel so good right now. You know, and I'm being open and I'm being loving and I'm being self-authentic. I want you to feel that. That's really what I want you to come into a realization about, is feeling those feelings. I don't want you to think about it. I don't want you to think a mental concept of what forgiveness is. Forget about that. That's all bullshit. I don't, and this is where I don't deal with that. I don't deal with that. I am an empath and intuitive. I'm taking you into your emotions. I'm taking you into the subconscious. So let's get deeper, okay? You guys need to take a few deep breaths. Do so, please. Because here we go. Here we go. Oh, and it's not working. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Oh, my goodness. I was like, no. Perfect. We're going to end belief systems around these 3 keys. So what is authenticity? Well, I'm going to tell you what authenticity is not, first of all. Authenticity is not pleasing behavior. It is not withholding yourself from your truth, and it is not fear-based. None of those things can sit in the place of true authenticity. So right now, I want you to get deep inside of yourself and feel what it's like to be yourself. What is it like? How powerful do you feel when you speak your truth? How powerful are you when you listen to your inner being? I want you to really feel that. Go inside of yourself. How good does that feel? And as soon as you hear a thought, and this is what some of my clients have experienced, is as you're getting into these deep places of authenticity and you hear a thought that's coming through, like, okay, I'm feeling good in myself. When I'm authentic in myself, I feel powerful. Oh my goodness, I'm speaking my truth. That feels so good. And people are hearing my truth. Oh, how liberating and freeing does that feel? And then my clients will sometimes get a thought that kind of dwindles in and says, you can't do that. You can't. No. Why you can't speak that? And it's a voice of doubt or something of fear. I want you to tell it to fuck off. Okay, that's basically what I do. Get into the feeling and continue the feeling. Hang on to the feeling. Feel the feeling. And if you're getting those thoughts that are starting to come in and that are saying, no, you can't speak your truth. No, because you've been suppressed for so long. No, you've been told that you're too emotional. No, you don't have that power. You have to be a pleasing person. No. You tell it to go away and you continuously hold that place of deep authenticity. Because any of these things that start to come up in your conscious mind as you're bringing these feelings up and you're feeling that place of self-authenticity within yourself, you're going to hear the conscious mind patterns. You're going to hear what you've done as being in a place of pleasing behavior, withholding your voice, not speaking your truth, and a fear-based place. You're going to hear it. Don't focus on it. Don't focus on it. Now, law of attraction has worked that when you hear these things, you go to the next best thought and you change your emotions. That works for a certain point. That will take you to a certain ceiling in your evolution. But as you continuously expand, it's not going to work for you anymore because it just becomes a bypass. What happens is we all have these big subconscious patterns and they start to dwindle up. It's only like maybe 3% comes up, maybe 20% comes up at one time, and our thoughts come up and we're like, oh, here's that feeling that's coming up. Okay, I don't know if I want to buy into that. I'm having a thought about it. Let's change to the next best thought. That creates a better feeling. Let's put that into our subconscious. It actually becomes more of a loophole because you just continuously play in that behavior. I want you to get into a place of feeling this now. Because the more that you hold this feeling of deep authenticity and not allowing these ideas of what you thought authenticity was, then you're going to notice that those thoughts are going to come up and start choosing not to buy into it, then you're going to recognize how much more you can create from this space. Okay, so this is, I create this like a sandwich. So the first layer of your foundation, because remember, we got to build this up from wise choices, is authenticity. Okay? Now, after you've gotten to that place of feeling of deep authenticity, and you're feeling good, right? How does that feel? You're speaking your power, you're owning your truth, you're feeling liberated and free deeply in who you are meant to be in every aspect of what you want, everything, authentically, of everything deeply of what you desire. I want you to see now, as the second layer of your sandwich, to put on your foundation is openness. Being open, because when you're authentic, see that when you're authentic in yourself, you're open to everything. Now, openness is not closed, judgmental, or black or white thinking, right or wrong. It isn't. It isn't right or wrong. We tend to think that, okay, you know, everybody has a belief system. I'm going to, you know, believe, they can believe that, and I can believe this. And no, it doesn't work that way. That's just, again, conscious thinking. I don't want you to think about what openness is. I want you to get into the feeling of what it feels like to be open. When you're authentically expressing yourself and how powerful you feel that you can be open, and people are accepting your openness, how does that feel? How does that feel? Okay? I want you to sit with this for a little bit. Sit with that. Now you've got the authenticity. Now you've got the openness. Now you've got, you know, that's the feeling that's being built on top of that. Okay? So there was a quote by William Shakespeare. I love poetry, and he had a quote that I'm actually going to just pull it up here right now because it just came to me. So he says, there is nothing either good or bad, but making, sorry, let's start that again. He says, there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Okay? So if you're holding a place of openness and somebody comes to you with a different perspective and you're thinking, that's a fucked up belief system, that's a messed up perspective, yeah, because you're thinking about it. You're not open. You're not being open. You're being judgmental and you're thinking black and white. Energy is just energy. It is not good or bad. It is the mind that makes it so. And when you're in a place of really deep authenticity, you know who you are. You're in your power. That's why it's the first layer. You are going to do everything from the authenticity, and everything builds up on top of that. So you are everything in your authenticity. Yeah, that's cool shit that somebody comes to me and gives me a different perspective. Hey, that's cool. I can hear you out now because you know what? I know who I am. It doesn't affect me in my path. It doesn't affect me in my relationship to the universe. It doesn't affect me as a human being. It doesn't force me into having to make a choice of doing something I don't want to friggin' do because it don't matter, right? It doesn't matter. I'm open to you. I'm open to everybody who comes to me with their opinions because I'm authentically being who I am. And they're being authentically who they are. So, wow, look at this. We can actually have an open conversation. There's no such thing as belief systems. It is just being authentically who you are. That's why authenticity is the first key, and having that as your foundation and being strong in your power. You're going to build up your openness on top of that. And you're going to be open to everything. Now, as soon as you hear something of being judgmental or having black or white thinking or something's right or wrong, you're now putting a label on the energy that's coming into your vibration. Energy is just energy. We work with energy. We're all energetic vibrational beings. That's why I work with law of vibration. Because you have to be what you want to manifest. You have to vibrate, not just how the universe can serve you, and feeling a place of worthiness. That's the old stuff. That's what, you know, we're going to get into that what the gurus have been teaching out there. Law of vibration is you being authentically you, opening to everything. So you are open to receiving. You are connected to your God self inside of yourself. You're open to receiving. You're having no judgment because you're fully open and accepting no matter what because you know who you are. And the third aspect is forgiveness. Now, forgiveness is not letting somebody off the hook. It's not, again, black or white thinking. And forgiveness, now this is your third layer, okay? Now that you're sitting in a place of authenticity, you're being in a place of openness and not judgmental, you're really owning that, go inside of yourself and put forgiveness on top of all of that now. Forgive yourself for why you didn't allow yourself to feel this before. Why did you, forgive yourself for not coming to this place before. It's okay. And forgive anybody that has done right or wrong to you. Because they are not acting in a place of deep authenticity to be open and to forgive. But you are. But you are. And you can let that go because you don't have to be in black or white thinking. Yes, it is horrible what has happened, but I am so authentic in my place that I know that that is not me. I know whatever has happened and what this person has done to me is not me. And so I'm going to be open to this person and what they've done to me, and I'm going to hold deeply my authenticity that I know it's not me. I know so strongly it's not me. And whatever it is them that they tried to impose on me, and I am open to that. I am open to that. Yes, it was wrong in the human sense of what they've done, but I am open to my deep authenticity to know that it is not me. You need to get rid of that label that you think that it's you. And you are open to that. And I forgive. I forgive because I know who I really am and who I came here to be. And I'm going to own that power. And when you continue to hold forgiveness on top of that place, on top of closing that off in your sandwich, in your foundation, your life is going to shift. Because now you're able to surrender. So do you see how this pattern, how putting this, it's not a pattern, but how to deeply feel these things? And again, you're not thinking about forgiveness, you're feeling all of these things, right? I want you to feel every one of these steps and layer it into your subconscious. This is where you live from. And if you get these 3 steps and feel them in your life, don't think about it. Forgo all your thoughts. Natural things are going to come. You're going to be in gratitude. You're going to be in service. And you're going to vibrate to everything that you want. And you're going to release all of that dark shit that couldn't come up when you were working with law of attraction of the conscious mind, because you're living deeply in authenticity and you're allowing an openness. You're allowing those things to come up and you're forgiving at the same time. Like, tell me, how fucking beautiful is that? Do you feel that? Like, that is beautiful shit. That is beautiful. Beautiful. And that is where, I take you. That's where I take you. This is ending the belief systems. Ending it. Now, there's more. Okay? Once you get that layered effect, the next thing is to make a power of choice from this space. Okay? This is how you manifest anything you want. This is how you attract your clients. We're going to get into an example now of how to attracting your clients. Actually, we're going to do that in a couple of slides. So let's talk about power of choice now. Okay? Let's talk about power of choice, because you've now realized the layered effect of building this foundation, right? So you're noticing how you have to be authentic. You got to feel that feeling of being authentic. You've got to feel the openness that's happening, right? You've got to feel that vibration and how you're allowing things to be open, because you can be open to everything because you are so damn authentic in yourself and you are holding your power of authenticity so you can be open and forgiving to you and to everybody else. Now, when you're in that place and that vibration and you're feeling that in yourself, your power is your free will. You don't have to work through every pattern. Now, I don't care if you had such horrible traumatic problems in your life. I come from trauma. I've had much trauma in my life. And I'm telling you, you can live on the other side free like this, and you don't have to go through every pattern. You really don't. These subconscious things and what's creating your thoughts, again, is conscious mind patterns that are just used to bypass the big shit in your subconscious that's been trying to come up for all this time. And you've just been bypassing it. So I don't care what you've been through. Yeah, it's crap. It's bullshit. But you're ready to live, right? Like, are you ready to be in that place? Or are you ready to really friggin' live your life and create what you want? So when you live in the subconscious pattern and you put those 3 aspects as your foundation, you're going to naturally clear all of that stuff, because that's the most forgiving way of the universe. You're going to heal things. You're going to move forward. You're going to be forgiving. You're going to be loving. You're going to be accepting. You're going to be compassionate. You're going to be all of those things. because you're being authentically you in every place of your life. And from that place, you're going to make your free will choice. So first, okay, when you get into your deep authenticity and you're facing your authenticity and the truth of how powerful you really are, continue to step into that. And you're going to make a choice from that place. Okay, so whenever something comes up for you, be mindful of every choice that you make in your life, because every choice in your life is your power. Don't give your power away so quickly. Take it up with your truth. Take it up with your authenticity first. You got to take every decision into that feeling place. So if something comes up like, okay, I don't know, like a decision that has to be made, you know, I got to pull that decision into my authenticity and feel it from a place of authenticity and make a choice. Now, once I do it from the place of authenticity, I can be open to it. Okay? I now have my layered effect. Is it good? Okay, I make my choice from my authentic place. Cool, I'm going to be open to whatever is coming to me. Okay, cool, I can still make an authentic choice from that place. Now, if something comes into your vibration and you're not agreeing with it, it's not resonating, and you put it into your first layer of authenticity and you're like, I'm being open to this, I can see that side to it, but something doesn't feel right, you'll know your choice. You'll know what to make. And again, just always be in that place of forgiveness. Always be in that place of forgiveness, because if you're being open and you're realizing, okay, I'm making the choice, it's not feeling right now, I was feeling authentically good with it, but now I'm feeling open to it, but something's still not feeling right. Is it something in myself that I need to forgive? Is something holding me back that I am not going to say yes to this for a reason because I haven't forgiven myself for what's showing up right now, or I haven't forgiven somebody else, and I'm going to be open to what comes up right now. And then that might actually change your decision, because then you got to get back into authenticity and be like, oh yeah, that's why it wasn't resonating, because, you know, a friend betrayed me that, you know, the last time, and I have to forgive that, let that go. Now, okay, how does that feel now? And that might be your choice there, that authentically feels good. But if there's no forgiving there, or you don't feel that that's holding you back and it's still feeling off, you're being authentic with yourself. So you've got to really look at how patterns or whatever is showing up in your life, that it's not something from a conscious pattern that has been there to keep you safe at one time in your life. I don't know, I guess an example I could give is sending my kid over for a sleepover, and I wasn't sure about the parents. Okay, let's just use that as an example. And, you know, I'm feeling authentically about it, like, okay, yeah, that feels good, he likes his friend, they're good together, that feels good, why wouldn't I do that? Second choice, I'm being open to it, yeah, I'm open to it, but something still doesn't feel right, like I'm having some reservation. Forgiveness. Why am I feeling somewhat resistant to it? Oh, because you know what? This happened to me. You know, it's a conditioning from my family. Never let me sleep over at a friend's house ever. So it's a learned parenting style. And, I'm going to forgive that. I'm going to take that back into deep authenticity. There we go. Yes, you can go to the sleepover. As an example. Okay? Always use your power of choice within these 3 layers. That will give you the best decision and power behind the choices that you're making in your life. It really will, and it will change everything, and you're going to be much more mindful of what choices you make in your life if you're choosing it from the conscious mind, or if you're actually choosing it from your subconscious place to clear all that other shit that's coming up, right? So that's the biggest thing in how to own your power in those 3 layers, and that's how you can manifest and change your life. You can manifest everything from this place, which I'm going to show you how to do now, because we're going to get into the second steps, and I'm going to show you exactly how you use your power of choice within these 3 layers to attract the right clients. We're going to use the example as attracting the right clients. So this is what law of attraction gurus fail to tell you. Okay? So I hope all of that was clear. I know it's a lot to take in, but it works. And I want you guys to feel again, right? We're forgoing all thoughts, right? You guys are forgoing all your thoughts? Okay, awesome. So let's talk about what the law of attraction gurus fail to tell you. And this is the stuff that kept me stagnant, that it did not work until I discovered this little formula that I've been sharing with you. So current law of attraction techniques are backwards, and they go against the natural flow of energy. I learned that when I really got into meditation in Hinduism when I was in Bali. Now, Hinduism is the oldest religion on the planet, and I'm not Hindu. I'm not anything, but I have a deep respect for Hinduism because they're the first religion that brought up energy, talked about energy, the chakra systems, and your meridian systems. And as you know how I am, and I work with energy all my life, it made sense to me in how to work inside of my being. And so when I went there, they were very confused when I worked with some healers and some Hindu priests that I was pulling energy down through me. I was opening up my crown chakra and pulling the energy down. And they're like, what are you doing? The natural flow of energy flows up. It flows up through you and out to the universe. It is from within you and it comes out. It doesn't come from the outside in. So the natural flow of energy and law of attraction gurus out there are telling you to work from the mind and to push it down into your subconscious. This is why it's harder and why people are hitting plateaus. It's because we're trying to go about changing our subconscious patterns from your mind when really it's from your place of feeling. But people are so afraid of feelings. They're so afraid of feelings. And I'm going to take you deep. And this is what I do. You get into your feelings. You get into your feelings and we forgo your thoughts. Because what happens is the more that you're in that place of your authentic space, you're going to notice that thoughts get formed out of there. You're going to get inspiration. You're going to get downloaded like crazy with stuff. And you're going to know it's authentic because where are you sitting from? You're sitting in authenticity, right? They also fail to tell you that, you know, it's working because it's the conscious mind first, right? We've been talking about that. And your best results are when you dive into your feelings first. So this is what they haven't told you. They work through the conscious mind patterns first and give you tools how to get around those conscious mind patterns, which is fine. I'm telling you, it takes you to a certain point, but it takes you to a feeling. This is law of attraction. Law of attraction works with the conscious mind. Law of vibration is into a place of feeling so that you're changing your feeling, so that you're being, you know, using the 3 keys, using your authenticity, your openness, and your forgiveness, and vibrating from that place so that you then can put out your vibration to be in a place of service, because when you're humbled and when you're authentic, you're humbled. When you're open, you're humbled. When you're forgiving, you're humbled. And when you are in that place and vibrating in that place, you open that up and you serve the universe, and the universe will then attract and serve you. And that's the difference. Really want you guys to see the difference here, okay? And really, law of attraction works best when you're no longer fear the subconscious. So yeah, this is to stop fearing your feelings. They really are your compass. This works in the opposite fashion. This is definitely getting into your feeling first, forgetting about the thoughts, and how to realize how to work with the feeling and the emotion so that it creates the thoughts. This is getting through this, and this is more powerful because you're right in the gut of it, working through it, right, and feeling it, and creating from it. So let's do the second secret then, okay? We talked about making choices from every layer of those 3 keys. So let's talk about how you're going to attract. Because you're going to attract the right clients and the relationships and creating the life that you really want. And we're going to do this now. Okay, so now that you've recognized, oh, sorry about the typo there. Forgo is supposed to be with an E. Again, you're going to forgo your thoughts. We're going to feel our way through this, okay? So let's say that you want to book a really high-paying client. You want to manifest with your business a client that is going to pay you $20,000 for this month for your program, but you're going to book them this month. So you put that out to the universe. Now, forget all your thoughts. I don't want you to think about it. I don't want you to think about the client and what that feeling feels like to book them, okay? I want you to get first into your place of your power So get authentic with yourself. Feel it first. Feel your power. Now, this is the difference, okay? So law of attraction, conscious mind, thinking of what's out there right now, tells you what it would feel like to have somebody come to you who's going to pay you $20,000 for your service, and what feeling is created for you by that. Forget about that. I want you, that's saying the universe is to serve you in a certain way. I want you, you're only using a little bit of your subconscious to create what you want. So I want you to get into your authentic place right now, forgo your thoughts. Get into your power, get into your power. Feel yourself. How does it feel to serve somebody? What does that feel like? I don't care if the person's going to pay you $20,000 or $5,000. What does your business do, or even you as a human being, as a partner that you want, to serve that person in the relationship? What can you give to them? How can you be of service to them? How do you know your powerful self inside of you that you can be of service? How does that feel? I want you to get deep into that and how that feels. When you feel that, I want you to then put the feeling that they're going to pay you $20,000. Okay, so you're feeling first authentically how it's going to feel to be of a place of service and how wonderful that feels. And then I want you to be open. The next step, I want you to be open to what comes to you. And I want you to put, the $20,000 client on top of that and be like, okay, I'm feeling and I'm serving, and oh God, that feels good. That, you know, because I'm of service, the universe will definitely serve me, and I'm going to be of service. And you're not doing it because of that. You're doing it because of how you want to serve this person. So however the monetary value comes back, it doesn't friggin' matter. It's about how you authentically serve this client, or this is how authentically you're going to serve the partner you're going to have in your life. Because relationships are not about what you get from the other person, it's what you give to the other person. So how are you going to serve your partner? What kind of partner are you going to be an amazing person of service? How does that feel? Get humble. How does that feel? That feels good. That feels loving. That feels beautiful. And while you're sitting in that place and being open, you're going to notice that visualizations are going to come up for you. And you're going to feel in your gut and you're going to see it. I want you to write those things down. No matter if they make sense or not, write down what you see. Write down what you feel. Keep notes of everything. Keep notes of everything. Oh, there goes my phone. I'm just going to, sorry about that, guys. Sorry, on a webinar. We're just going to take off my phone. And just feel that, because when you're in that deep place and you are now serving this human being and this client or this relationship, and how much more of, the more that you can serve, the more you are going to bring. And if that's $20,000, that's $20,000. And if that's your desire to want that, then yeah, you will get that, because it works hand in hand with the law of attraction. But the first basis is being authentic in yourself, being open in yourself. So you're going to be open to what you get, to the visualizations and to the thoughts that are creating from that feeling of being of service. And as you're feeling this, if you're feeling resistance, I want you to bring the forgiveness on top of that. Forgive yourself for that you haven't allowed yourself to do this before. Forgive yourself that you haven't been able to be fully from a deep place of authenticity and openness to serve somebody else in this way. It's okay. It's okay. You're just expanding. We're taking your ceiling off. You're getting into a place of being open and receptive and loving and being of service, so that, you know, you can manifest everything that you desire, because you're being out of a place of service in such a great friggin' way, in a great way. So it's okay that in the past that you haven't been able to book a $20,000 client. It's okay. You can forgive yourself. You can do that now. You can do that now. And you can do this layered effect with everything in your life. And the first key is to be of service. It is to get deep within the authenticity and to really be authentic in that place first, and to be open to what you're feeling and what visualizations come up. Now, again, This is going to take practice. You are going to have to forgo the thoughts. You're going to have to recognize the thoughts that bring in the feeling, that bring in the thought story that, no, you can't do this, or you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. You're going to have to realize, no, tell it to go away. You're continuously being authentic in yourself. You are going to be of service, and you're going to forgive. And so this will bring the clients that you want when you're sitting in this place. And so you're going to serve that $20,000 person. How does it feel to serve, to bring your program, your knowledge, your business, your expertise, because you're unique in what you do. Your authenticity is unique and different than anybody else on the planet, and that is your gift. You have gifts to bring to people through your service. And so when you tap into that, and whatever those gifts are, and whatever you're being authentic in yourself to serve somebody that way, how amazing and powerful is that the universe will serve you. The universe will bend over backwards and be like, here you go. Here you go. You are now surrendering and being in a loving space so that you can do this. And that's how you attract what you want into your life, including your clients and your relationships. Awesome. So again, does this seem like too much work? We're really coming down towards the end here, but those are the secrets. And basically, this is the difference between law of attraction and law of vibration. And you know what? If you think it sounds like a lot of work, then I'm sorry to say it, that you have to put action towards it. And my action is getting into your feelings. I should have actually, this says like law of attraction without action as a distraction. It should be actually law of vibration, because the action is getting into your feelings. And yeah, you know what? It might seem like a lot of work, but you're not going to get results until you put the actions into it. You're not going to really clear your bypassing subconscious patterns until you get into them and forget your thoughts and forget about the thoughts that are creating the emotions. It's a horrible loophole to be stuck in. And, you know, you're not going to be able to see results until you become the vibration of what you want to manifest. And that doesn't come from thinking about it. It comes from already feeling it. And the hard truth is, like, you know, you're going to remain where you are. You either bring yourself up or you're going to end up alone. And I mean, I unfortunately know the truth of all of that. You hit a certain place in your manifestation, your manifesting capabilities. You hit a place in your growth where you're not owning your pattern. And that's because we work with law of attraction from the conscious thinking, when it really is all about feeling. We are natural feeling empathic human beings. We came here, we were born with those abilities. Every single human being has that. And along the way, somehow conditioning has taken us out of that pain, family patterns, you know, anything, trauma, anything has, you know, conditioned us in a certain way that takes us out of who we really came here to be. And it just gets harder if, you know, and what's happening right now in this stagnancy and what you're seeing in your life is absolutely a gift, because it's giving you, again, power of choice. We always have a power of choice. And in this power of choice, you know, you either have a choice that you can have your business suffer and you can remain in stagnant energy and you're going to fail, or you're going to succeed. So what is it going to take for you to succeed? Because I don't want you guys playing in this conscious pattern thoughts anymore. I really want you guys to see that with these 3 keys that you can build a huge foundation in your life in regards to changing everything in your life from a place of authentic foundation, open foundation, and at a forgiving foundation. And when you work with that vibration, I mean, damn, it's good. It's fulfilling. It's not stagnant anymore. Do you see how everything flows? And unfortunately, when you make the choice to continue the way that you're going, you're going to get exhausted. You're going to get frustrated, and you're not going to be able to serve the universe properly in your calling, in your business, in your life, in your relationships with your children. I mean, it's not a fun place to be, to say the least. And stagnant energy, where you are right now, has been going on for a long time. You haven't been owning your power for a long time. You've either, you know, lost faith. I mean, I was at the point where I was almost losing faith because I didn't know what I was doing wrong anymore. And it doesn't have to be that way. This energy is there for you to make a really strong choice in your life. So what have you tried that isn't working? And, you know, I'm going to kind of go through this because it's basically the same thing that I tried, and I know this is what you've tried. Again, your strategy is that you've listened to all the law of attraction gurus. Your problem is not that you cannot manifest. You can. That's not the problem. And the problem is that the gurus have only been working in a one-way fashion trying to get you to change your subconscious. I believe they've tapped into some of, you know, law of vibration and working subconsciously with that, but it still really plays a lot into conscious thinking. I want you to forego your thoughts and get into that place of feeling, you know. And again, you know, you can still continue with whatever you're doing, but I want you to take the formula of these 3 keys because everything is inside of you. The solutions that you've been doing, your exterior practices, are not the solution. The solution is inside of you. And I just gave you the 3 keys and how to create that solution inside of you. Okay, and you can go to the spiritual workshops and webinars again and implement new teachings. The answer is not outside of you. If it doesn't point you to getting into your subconscious and into this place of your authentic self, then, you know, I'm going to say it's an exterior teaching. It's going to just continue your place of bypassing. Unfortunately, it will. Because you're not going to feel aligned. And and the same thing, sorry, before I go to the next slide, same thing like books and all of that. It's going to create that bypassing effect. And you're not going to feel fully aligned, you know, until all of your decisions are aligned to your self-authenticity, that your power of choice is aligned to your self-authenticity from that feeling place, that you are remaining open to everything. And notice that when you're not open to something, you got to get back into your own self-authenticity. Because if you don't have the layer of openness, you're not going to be able to forgive. So you have to have all of these 3 keys built into as your foundation of operation. And so when you're self-authentic, you will then create a decision from that place. You will be open to making decisions from that place, and you will be able to forgive everything in your life, in your business. And you will be able to forego all those conscious patterns that you've been able to avoid for all of your life because you'll be able to forgive it. You'll be able to be open to it. You'll be able to be authentic in yourself. You'll be able to heal. You really will. It's such a transforming place to be. So now you understand, okay, guys, that's basically the 3 keys and how to manifest. And you understand, I delivered to you about how to be in a powering position, power positioning, really, and how to be authentic and use these 3 keys to deliver the best results into your life, right? Don't you see that? You see how these 3 things, from a place of power, you can create anything that you want. That you can work with law of vibration so that you're absolutely in the flow of attracting the right clients. And now you know as well what the law of attraction gurus have failed to tell you, that we don't work from conscious thought, we work from a feeling place. And you've had insight into all of this and how to create the life for you and what you want, right? So think about it this way. So if you could clear all those subconscious patterns and live from this place, because you've had a feeling of it, right? Because that's what we were doing. You were feeling it. It felt good. Being in your power felt really good. Imagine living like that every single day of your life. Imagine manifestation never slowing down for you because you're living every day of your life from this place. It's magical. It's beautiful. And this is who you really came to be. So here's what we've covered. Okay, so now you know how to unlock and create the life that you desire. Now you know this. Now you've discovered how to apply the 3 keys into your power of choice so you can attract and work with the law of attraction and the law of vibration, right? We went through that. Then once you get into a place of vibrating your $20,000 client, that you then put out there your desire of what you want from that vibration, and that's how it will come to you. And you understand how to work with your subconscious now to ignite your true power. That your authenticity is your true power. So what's next? What's next? So basically I want to ask you, do you want to go about getting fast results or quick, or slow results? Because we're all about fast, fast, fast. I want this yesterday. Because you've been in this place for a long time, right? Like, I know that. You have been in this place for a long time. I mean, I was in it for 10 years. So let's get on with it then. Basically, the slow way is going it alone. As powerful people that you are, and I know this, when you're powerful, you are used to doing everything on your own, and you don't have the support system around you. honestly was really difficult for me, because when you're a powerhouse, you're usually alone in that, especially when things aren't manifesting in your life. And the reason that they're not manifesting in your life is because you don't have the support. You don't have a clear reflection to reflect your power back to you. Because when you're owning your power in your environment, it's telling you something different. People in your environment will be like, no, you can't do that. No, that's not right. Because you know why? They're living in conscious thought. I just showed you how to live in your power, right? And when you know when you're trying to live in your power, you get pulled out of it and you continue to create the same patterns. And that's what Einstein said. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I mean, this statement I have lived by for so long, you know, and every time I see it, it's always meant something different to me. So I have to throw it in there, because it really is. If you don't have the support in your environment and you're going it alone, it is slow and stagnant, because you don't have anything on the outside that's going to reflect your true power back to you. And that's what I found really, I mean, that's why I was stagnant for 10 years. And I love this picture, because this is the kitten looking into the mirror, and you know who you really are, and you know how powerful you really are. And so what's happening in your present moment is a manifestation of what happened yesterday, last week, last month, last year. But that's what's happening. In order for you to see a change in your environment is to be able to have the support and a reflection so that you can catapult yourself into that vibration, so that you can see that in yourself and know that in yourself to create that for yourself. Okay? Because if you don't have that, then, you know, the fastest way really is to book a paradigm session with me, because that's the fastest way. I've gone through it, I've shown you these techniques, and I mean, it goes a lot deeper than that, is to get the support. To get the support. I mean, I had to hire my own coach in order to get the support so that I could see my power reflected back into me and that I wasn't creating insanity in my life. And what you get is that, you know, you get a customized plan to end stagnancy in all areas of your life. And we work with everything, because you're creating the life that you desire. You're going to attract the right clients, your business is going to improve, your relationships are going to improve, and you're going to be able to manifest with ease, because you're finally stepping into your deep, authentic space. And this is really what it's all about, is how to step into that deep, authentic space within yourself. And it doesn't have to be hard. Manifesting does not have to be hard at all. It really doesn't. It is easy. Once you're vibrating in that place and you continue that vibration with those 3 keys, you know, please guys, implement that into your life. It is so powerful. But I'm telling you, going about it on your own is really difficult. And get the support that you need. Book a free call with me. It's a totally free 1-hour call. And we can really talk about, you know, how to set up a customized plan for you and how to manifest everything in your life, personal, business, financial, and finally align to your power. Because you shouldn't have to struggle. Remove the shackles. And, you know, you can book me either through the button that's down below for your free call, or you can go to renawells.com. So I hope this has been transformative for you. I really, you know, want you to see the difference between conscious thinking, law of attraction, and law of vibration, and how to really feel what it's like to be in that place of your power. And I really hope that you really felt that shift inside of you. So again, book a free session, and have a wonderful, transforming day, everybody. And thanks again for joining me on this amazing webinar. Take it easy. Namaste. Love, love. And I better get on with whatever I was going to do for the rest of my day. But take it easy. And, yeah, we'll talk soon.